Passionate Living with Kat Miller is brought to you by Healthy Communities 2030. For more information, go to creatinghealthycommunities.org.
Rosina, what a place to start our show today.
I know, right?
Is this cool or what?
It's amazing.
And where are we?
Sunflower Field in Sanborn, New York.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
People come from all over to see this place.
Imagine.
And we have some great footage for you that you'll love of the sunflowers, some drone footage today.
Yeah.
And also we have Marianne Amschler on our show. And she talks about how to reset the gut, how to reset the body with this healthy cleanse. And
Yeah.
I am currently doing it.
Yes, you are.
And how do you know I'm doing it?
I make it every day.
Yeah, she gets up and makes me celery juice in the morning and my smoothie with blueberries and cilantro and bananas and all that stuff. And then we have Dr. DJ Williams from Idaho State University, and he's going to talk about the leisure centers of our brain and how they are being affected now during the time of COVID, and how to really focus on bringing more leisure into our lives.
That's different.
Right?
Yeah.
It's an important thing. You never think about it like the psychology of leisure, but it's a thing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be a great show. We're going to have a lot of fun, so make sure to stay tuned.
Yes.
And first, we're going to go meet Louise and Chad, who are responsible for this really cool place that we're in today. I'm with Louise out here at the Sanborn Sunflower Fields. This is gorgeous.
Thank you very much. This is your first time here?
Yes.
Yes, it is beautiful. The flowers this year have actually turned out phenomenal. We were a little hesitant at first because we had no rain and they weren't looking too good, but the last few weeks we were very blessed to have rain, and they have come on full bore.
Wow. I used to grow sunflowers on our farm, and I loved them. They get so huge.
They do. Yeah, they're the multicolored ones are starting to come out right now, and they're over my head. Yes.
Wow. Now, what caused you to start this? What was the impetus? What was your passion to do this?
Well, right now my husband and I, we grow corn and soybeans, and they're okay to look at, just kind of green and boring. And I've lost both my parents and wanted to pay a tribute to them for everything they have done for me and my family. And we grew them on the corner the very first 4 years ago, and people stopped from all over. And it started out with a lady with her little girl sitting in the field, and it became hundreds of people stopped. And everyone that stopped had a correlation with a loved one that had passed away. And the sunflower was a memory of them. And people stopped, and I told my husband, I go, I think we could do this. This would be something fun. Give us a little break from the normal, mundane working every day. And so we decided to move back here in our old cow pasture. And we trimmed all the trees out here in the orchard and just grew the flowers, and they came.
I could see how people would be drawn to these beautiful flowers. And so you've created all of this healing as a result of your own love of sunflowers and your parents, and doing this beautiful memorial. You've kind of created a healing space for a lot of people.
Yes, a lot of people will come out here now. They make it a yearly event. They bring everyone in their family out here to dedicate it to someone they had loved. And it's great to see the same faces every year and how people have changed, and they just come back and they're like, we remember when you were on the corner and now we're over here. And it's great to see people.
That's so beautiful. And you've got everything. You've got all kinds of stands here. What do you have?
We do. So, my whole goal was to get free admission. I didn't want to charge people because I want them to come back over and over. And, not everyone can afford everything. So what we did is we did hot dogs, hamburgers, soft ice cream, fresh lemonades. We'd have our fresh you-cut flowers, and figured hopefully that'll generate enough income to keep the place running. So far we're doing all right. This year, even though with the COVID, we have seen a lot of people. It's been really good. Everyone wears their masks. They do their social distancing, and it's been great. People have been absolutely wonderful.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, thank you so much
You're very welcome.
for providing this and giving us some joy here today.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Louise, who's this?
This is Bella. She is our house mascot here. Was the most photographed on Instagram last year with everyone that comes here. She's 11 years old, and we cannot leave her home because she just doesn't have a good day if she's home by herself. She loves to be with people. The kids all get their pictures taken with her, and you can see she's happy now.
Oh, beautiful. I've been looking for a new vehicle, and I think I might have found it. I love this. It has a lot of patina on it. Chad, is this your vehicle?
This is one of my trucks here that someday I'm going to restore it. I was supposed to have it restored by the time my daughter turned 16, but I better get in a hurry
Yeah,
and
you
get
better.
it done because I got about a year away, so it's not looking good.
Now you do all the work here. You plant all these seeds?
Yes, between myself and my wife, she does a lot of the inside work, but I do all the field work
Right.
along with a lot of our helpers that help us out. So.
That's wonderful.
But yes, we do. We take the time to plant everything, prepare the ground, prepare the grounds. But like I say, I couldn't do it all myself, so I have
Right.
a lot of people in the background that help me too.
Oh, that's wonderful. This is a beautiful project that you guys have here.
Thank you. It's been a project.
Bet.
This is our 4th year all together doing this. This is our 3rd year expanding on the grounds that we're on now. So it has been a work in progress, and like
Yeah.
I said, there's been a lot of people that helped us out other than myself and Louise. So we got to thank them as well.
Well, great job. Thanks for providing this for the community. It's really beautiful.
Oh, you're welcome. And we encourage everybody to come out and take it all in, enjoy it, spend a day, spend an hour, come back and spend a
Right.
weekend. So we have a lot of things to do. I think there's something for all ages. So it's an all-around good time.
Great. Thank you so much, Chad. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks. I want to welcome on today's show my dear friend DJ Williams, who is a professor at Idaho State University. They're nicknamed Dr. Deviant. And DJ has so many areas of interest that just are fascinating. But I wanted to talk with you a little bit today about leisure, DJ. But welcome first to our show, Passionate Living.
Well, thank you, Kat. It is so good to see you and be on a show.
So great to have you here. Talk to me a little bit about leisure, because that's also a topic of yours.
Sure. So a lot of my research, as you mentioned, has to do with deviance in one form or another. And by deviant, I mean things that are different or unusual, atypical. So that can be criminal, can be violence, can be non-criminal, just, really diverse types of behavior, all of those kinds of things. And I do take a very strong leisure science angle to my work. And so leisure is actually a field of study. Some people don't realize that. It has roots in psychology and sociology. And leisure scientists look at what people do for fun. So what's fun, what's enjoyable, what's meaningful, what do they choose to do? Leisure, of course, has connections with health in a lot of cases and well-being.
Our leisure has been affected immensely right now. Our
Totally.
people, how they derive enjoyment has really shifted this year.
For sure. And with the coronavirus, obviously, we have lots of constraints on leisure. So a lot of the things that people normally would do and choose to do are not available. So it's a really interesting time.
Right. Now, what would you suggest in relation to leisure at this time of coronavirus and the importance of it?
I would say that leisure is every bit as important, if not more so, right now. Certainly with social distancing, we're not as socially connected in a lot of ways. So I think leisure is really, really important to give us something positive to look forward to give us positive, enjoyable experiences. There's a literature on coping. So that's one of the benefits of leisure, is it helps us cope with different challenges. So with all of the constraints right now with coronavirus, it's really important to be creative.
Right.
With our leisure, and that's been a bit of a challenge, but it's been kind of fun too. A lot of people have, again, their common leisure interests blocked in one way or another, and sometimes we have to get creative to modify some of those things. One way to think about leisure at this time is to think about our strengths. So I just published a paper kind of looking at leisure at a time of coronavirus. And I used the example of working out, going to the gym. And for a long time, the gym was closed, of course. So I had to start thinking creatively and looking at some of my strengths to try and find a way to continue to strength train. So, when we think about strengths, individual people have strengths. So we have psychological characteristics that are part of our strengths. Physical characteristics can be part of our strengths. We have family and social strengths. We have community strengths. So for example, here in Idaho, we have a lot of beautiful outdoor space. So we don't have to stay indoors during this time like people in maybe Buffalo and New York City and some of the other places do. So that's a geographic strength. So the question is, how do we look at these different multi-level strengths, personal, family, social, geographic, to then come up with creative ways to still engage in leisure? Sure.
So DJ, we talked at one point during this whole thing, and we were both in funks. And you said, I just missed the gym, but you came up with the most creative way to handle your missing of the gym. You were moving your boulders around in your backyard. Show me your guns. I know you got some guns after that. Oh yeah, I knew it.
I've been lifting lots of rocks.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so I really did miss the gym. That's been kind of my leisure staple, one of them, for decades. I miss the social aspect of it. I like having, the precise amount of weight that I can lift and all those kinds of things, right? But not going to the gym, it's like, I really need to be able to still lift.
Right.
And I actually hate home workouts. I cannot work out at home. I'm not motivated. It's not the same.
Right.
And in my backyard, I have a little divider between my back lawn and kind of the rest of the backyard of rocks. And I looked at those. I didn't want to lift them because I hate working out at home.
Right.
But then thinking about my strengths, I love hiking and I love being outdoors. And so not too far from my house, there's it's a mesa. It's kind of out in the middle of the foothills, and there are all these boulders of all different shapes and sizes. And so I could take my hiking love and then go out and lift these rocks in all different ways and get creative. And so that's what I did, and I really loved it. It was really fun.
DJ, you're also part of an organization in Los Angeles, the Center for Positive Sexuality.
Yes.
What is that about? Can you tell me a little bit about the organization?
Well, the Center for Positive Sexuality, it's a 501c3 nonprofit. And we have basically how we view sexuality in Western society, and especially in the United States, is very sex negative. So historically, we focus on the risks of sex, the problems. In some ways, sex is viewed as kind of adversarial. We don't talk openly about it. We don't educate very well. And so fairly recently, scholars have realized that, wait a minute, we have all these cultural biases and assumptions. So sure, there are risks and potential problems and those kinds of things, but sex has benefits. Sex can be leisure. Sex can be fun. It has health benefits.
Very healthy for you, yes.
Absolutely. And it's funny because it's taken researchers a long time to kind of see this and even ask those questions. So we look at the positive sides, we acknowledge the risks, but we also look at benefits and look at sexual diversity and relationship diversity.
Right.
And essentially, the goal is to help people be happy with who they are in their sexual relationships and their sexuality, whatever that is, whether it's asexual or, queer or whatever. So it's a really fun organization. We do a lot of education. We do a lot of trainings for different groups and organizations. We have a journal, a research journal online, journalofpositivesexuality.org. So it's free. You can type in that address and read our articles, our studies, and it's really taken off. So we have readers in 100 and some odd countries.
Wow, that's amazing. Oh, well, DJ, thank you so much. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for sharing all of your brilliance with us. I really
thank you, Kat.
And I look forward to some of your fun projects in the future, having you on again and talking about those.
I would love that.
That'd be great. Well, much love and thank you.
Thank you. Back at you, Kat.
Hey, it's Lucy from the Healthy Communities 2030 team. Are you looking to get healthier? Are you looking to affect the health of a loved one?
We want to help you, whether it's mental health, physical exercise, or falls prevention. We are here to support your health.
If you want to learn more, give us a call at 716-851-4052 or check out our website, creatinghealthycommunities.org.
Formerly the Wellness Institute of Greater Buffalo, a Phil Habistro production.
I am here with Marianne Amschler, my soul sister. I love her. She's beautiful, funny, smart, talented, amazing. Was that a good enough
really
bill?
Nice.
Yeah,
That's really nice.
She's paying me with celery juice.
Yes. And I learned about Anthony Williams, who is called the medical medium. He's online, he's Twitter, he's everything.
Yeah, I've seen his books
Have you?
everywhere.
Have
yeah,
you?
yeah.
And then I learned it and I said, this guy sounds like my microbiology teacher and my anatomy physiology teacher. And I went, okay, I'm gonna do this to, as I do, prove it wrong.
Right.
And I went, oh, he's right. And all my people are just moving forward with doing his way, his abilities to teach the truth and not pharmaceutical, and that can be taken out.
Right.
But it's like the earth, we're from the earth, and the earth provides you with what moves us forward.
Marianne is responsible. My gut has had some issues, just nagging. Last year I had like a flu, and then once I got some food poisoning, and like my gut has just always had like this little nagging. Just bothered me a little. Sometimes certain foods would cause me to bloat a little bit, or I'd have discomfort. And Marianne said, you need to reset. You really need to work with your gut. So 2 weeks ago, I started the protocol. I do my lemon juice in the morning, Then I wait 15 minutes. I do my celery juice.
Okay.
Then I wait another 15 minutes or so, and then I do my smoothie.
Yeah.
But I've got to tell you, my gut in the last 2 weeks feels amazing. It's, it'll make those little sounds and growling, that stopped. The bloating is down. I don't feel like those little aches and pains in it. I mean, I feel amazing. So could you take us through the process of what you do in the morning?
Well, what I do in the morning is do celery juice. And celery juice is an herb, actually. Celery is an herb, and it's very alkaline to the body, and a healthy body is more neutral pH and alkaline, if people, understand that. And if you don't understand it, you don't worry about it. You just put the celery in and drink it and have a good time with it. So every day I do celery. I use a bunch a day. This happens to be 2 small bunches in this package. So whatever I make, I drink. I like to drink 16 ounces. That's kind of a suggested amount to drink. Some people, depending on their health, I will change that and have them do it slower than that.
So let's take everybody through the process now. You just put this through the juicer.
So this is my juicer. It's an Omega. And I'm just going to take the celery stalks and put it in. The juice comes into this container.
You've got one of those cool juicers that doesn't spin it.
Right.
And so this is supposed to technically be better for you, right?
This is a masticating juicer.
So it's better to masticate your juice.
Right. So if I have some people who remember the old-fashioned meat grinders, that's also a masticating meat grinder. That spins less, like Kat said, and it doesn't get hot and burns out the enzymes.
Right.
It goes slower. So I just put it in. You'll see all the fiber coming out here, and the juice goes in the back container.
Right. This is great.
We're going to have a little bit. We're going to taste it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
Celery juice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is so good. My celery juice sometimes is a little hard to drink. Like sometimes I'll go to drink it and it's like, oh, really intense. And other times it's like this and it's just really,
This is really good.
Yeah. So Marianne, this is part 2 of the morning regimen, which you have me on.
Yes.
This is my favorite part because I love these ingredients. Can you take me through the ingredients of what we're going to be putting into this smoothie here?
All right, the ingredients are, first I put in my banana.
Right.
I put in cilantro or parsley.
Okay.
Which I don't happen to have.
Oh, I should have brought mine, yeah.
Yeah. I put in dates, I put in water, and I usually put in my powders, and I mix them all together because you're not going to find me taking spirulina, barley grass, and dulse and putting a spoon in each one.
Right.
So I mix them up in here, shake them so they're about balanced, and then I put it in here.
Okay, great.
And then when that's all mixed up, then I add in my wild blueberries, and I put in this.
A little
mango. You
mango.
can put in strawberries,
Okay.
you can put in other things.
And then the dates I really love. That just makes it
So
nice
good.
and sweet.
So
yeah.
good. So now I'm going to start on putting in my bananas, and I froze them because it's so warm out, they turn black fast. So I just buy them, and when they're just ripe, I take them and peel them and put them in my baggie and put it in the freezer, so I always have them. Dates. I'll put in at least 4. I have my barley grass juice powder, my spirulina, and dulse. So I'll put in a little more than a tablespoon.
Okay.
So this just makes it easier for me instead of
Right,
opening
because they're
all
already
those bags.
pre-mixed, right?
Then I'll add water. Fill it at least a cup, sometimes a little more. So then I'll... Come on. All this noise, I added my organic mango and my organic wild blueberries.
Great.
We should, let me get myself less juiced. Now these are really thick.
So here's to the smoothie portion of our morning. So Marianne, this is the room where it all happens. This is your little Yeah, I can't say your dungeon or your torture.
Yes.
Because everybody leaves happy, right?
Right,
Yes.
everybody leaves happy. It's like magic, and they all tell me, I'm really nervous. I say, good. It's a good place to be. Because then I'll teach you, and we'll do it slowly, and everything will work out. And at the end, they say, oh my God, it did work.
Well, let's, what happens here? You do colonics.
A colonic, it's hydrocolon therapy. It's taking filtered water and putting it in your colon to get out the waste that is stored in there from the food we eat.
And sometimes, even though our body is evacuating, things get backed up or stuck in there, like in any piece of machinery, right?
Yes.
That can happen?
Yes, it does, because when we eat, we're not conscious, we're not present with our eating, our thoughts are all over, so our body's not digesting it.
Okay.
And then it gets stuck.
Right. And sometimes the foods we eat, if you eat a lot of processed foods or even some processed foods or things that you might have an allergy to and you don't realize, and your body just isn't processing those foods the same way, right?
Right, it can't break it down.
Right.
And then you're not giving your body the ingredients it needs to make good digestive ability.
Now, I have been on this table before, and it's an easy process. It really, you lay on the table, and warm water is slowly introduced into your colon, if you've ever had an enema or anything of that nature, and it's slowly introduced into your colon, and you can feel it, but everything is brought out in through the machine, so you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Marianne.
You're welcome,
I appreciate
Pat.
it. Now, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, they can just call and you'll talk them through it if they have any questions or...
Correct.
Beautiful.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, as always.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us on today's adventure of Passionate Living. My goal in producing this show is to inspire you to fall even more deeply in love with your already amazing life. I want to sincerely thank you for being here with me today. A special thanks to our sponsors as you make this adventure into Passionate Living possible. Passionate Living airs weekly at these times, and if you miss it, join us on Friday evenings for a watch party on our Passionate Living Facebook page. Also, you can view this show at passionateliving.com. But remember to press the like button if you enjoy our show. As we bring this show to a close, I'd like to remind you that if you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you can't. So remember to keep telling yourself that you can do anything. We'll see you next week for another adventure of Passionate Living.